Good evening. Residents and an interest group dedicated to advocating for Jamaicans to have access to local beaches are calling on the government to preserve the beaches for the people and to not privatize these spaces. Now, this plea comes following news that residents on the Bob Marley Beach property are reportedly being displaced to facilitate the construction of an exclusive hotel on the world-renowned recreational site. Attorney at law Marcus Goff, who was on location, says the move will displace fisher folk and prominent Rastafarian family members who have lived in the community for more than 50 years. He says they are standing with the residents against such actions.
Right here we have on this site over 60 years of Rastafari history. We have here the first location of the first Rastafari tabernacle in Jamaica, built by the Rastafari Nyabingi community from the 50s that was here and has been a part of the history of the Rastafari community forever since. We have here Rastafari families who have been living here from them time till now, 4 or more generations, who have recently been told that there's a new landowner in town who wants to evict them, who just bought this land 3 years ago, and is claiming that these people, these families and the Rastafari community have no rights here whatsoever. This is the famous Bob Marley Beach, right? And so we're saying that no person who just come, have a title, can be legally able to dispossess families and communities who have been here for generations. And so we're here today to stand with the community, with the families, let them know that we will not let this illegal action go down without some response, of course, including legal, including media, and of course, including the morality of the situation. Because again, these people are here, they have maintained this beach. Rastafari community named this beach Bob Marley Beach. And so the whole brand of what you see down here has been built up by the people of the soil from here. And so anyone who's going to come here must then come here and join and support and strengthen these people here. They cannot be coming here to dispossess them after they've been here from ever since.
Now, one resident who spoke on condition of anonymity said she is disturbed by how things have unfolded within the past week and a half when she was first informed about the developments.
Potential possibility for demolition, eviction for persons living in this space. I feel at this time that it's not just a two-day incident, is that it may roll out across to the wider section of Beach Road. So that is the current situation. There is no official notice. There was never ever a meeting. There is no coordination to inform and to educate the citizens as to what is government plan, because it seems to be government. There is never a meeting, there is no coordination, and as I said before, the citizens are unaware of what is happening.
Has anyone contacted you in terms of saying, okay, they're relocating you from A to B?
No.
No?
We are only visited by the MP who operates as a Don, who acting, I don't know if he's acting on behalf of agencies, but he would have visited with at different time, indicating that persons will need to move because the place is up for development. Nothing official. Him leave several messages at people whom are talk to persons, leaving statements that are indicating that you're being bullied. You really don't have a chance to even say anything. You're being given an order. So that is the situation here in Beach Road.
She also said that over 10,000 persons will be affected by the alleged eviction.
The impact is going to be very wide, socially and economically.
About how many persons
Will be affected.
will be affected by this?
This closure of the beach, if you should look at the wider community that socialize on this beach on any one given day, more than 10,000 persons lives across the Bull Bay that utilize this space at different times. I will just say my own understanding of it is clearly a government scam. I know that my neighbors would have spoken many times that they have been paying taxes. I didn't ask who were they paying taxes to, but I know there are persons who would have expressed that they have been paying taxes.
Now, another resident charged that the government has too often failed to preserve access to these public resources.
It's a sad situation to know that the government of Jamaica trying to overtake everything, not even just Bob Marley Beach. I realize that this government that's in power, I'm not political, but this is my view, that I realize that this government that's in power, all they've been trying to do is take away everything that poor people has fought and gained. This place from all the way to the front, there's a fire named Gabby, which is Ras Gabby. These the one that cut out, use them cutlass and axe and cut out Kashamaka and come all the way around here till someone see. These are the people that has this beach, named it Bob Marley Beach. In fact, Bob Marley them used to keep bingy right here, so before anybody recognizes it. So now why when we building something, you want to take it? Why don't you want to enhance it and enhance the people? You want to take it and privatize everything like you're privatizing everything everywhere all over the place. I don't know what's wrong with the government, but Bob Marley Beach need to stand for the people that fought for this and build this and been here for years. I mean, people been here for 40 years, 50 years and so forth, that been fighting for this with all of the problems and all of the things that people throw at them. So I think that they need to stop trying to take away the poor people things. Andrew Olis need to fix his government, man. And like I said to you, it's not a political thing with me, but it's what I observe, that everywhere poor people find and everywhere they try to find livelihood and try to fix it before they try to help them, they try to take it. That's all I have to say. Bliss.
Opposition leader Mark Golding, who visited the area today, said the issue of land ownership and tenure is a big concern for the country at this time.
Well, I was contacted by Mr. Marcus Goff, who's an attorney for residents here at this beach, now known as Bob Marley Beach, formerly known as Top Beach, near Bull Bay, that various actions have been taken recently with a view to evicting them from this property. And as has happened before in other parts of Jamaica, these are people whose families have lived here for long periods of time. And he asked me to pay a visit, so I decided to pay a visit because this issue of land ownership and tenure is a big issue in the country at this time, and has been for a very long time, but it seems to be coming to a head with various incidents that the public have been seeing over the last couple of weeks. So I came out here just to kind of quietly find out what's going on, and spoke to some of the residents, looked through some of their papers. As you know, I'm an attorney myself, and I'm very concerned. I was just here discreetly just visiting the community. They've had their light disconnected, they've had water disconnected, and they had no opportunity to talk to the company that has bought property adjacent to where they are. They have pending applications to register their land with formal survey diagrams attached, and they are very concerned. There's been a lot of violence in this area, and I'm going to be reaching out to the Member of Parliament, Mr. James Robertson, to find out how he sees it, because I know that he has been visiting here. That's what I'm told, and I want to hear what it is that he's seeking to achieve.
In other news tonight, the Grants Pen police are seeking the public's assistance to find a 16-year-old Tawana Hooker who has been reported missing since Wednesday, October 12. Tawana is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 2 inches tall. Reports from the police coming into our news center are that Tawana was last seen leaving her home at Shortwood Avenue in Kingston 8 for school. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Tawana Hooker is being asked to contact the Grants Pen Police at 876-755-1597. Meanwhile, the Lacovia Police are seeking the public's assistance to find 73-year-old Nigel Powell, who has been missing since October 1. Nigel is of brown complexion, slim build, and about 6 feet tall. Reports coming into our news center are that Mr. Powell was last seen at church in his community of Harton in Lacovia, St. Elizabeth on October 1. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Nigel Powell is being asked to contact the Lacovia Police at 876-966-6844. In news from Westmoreland, despite heavy police presence, the bloodletting has continued in the parish. The latest victim, a shop owner of Shaolin, Darling District in Savannah Lamar, who was fatally shot at a candle lighting vigil last night in her community. She has been identified as 28-year-old Chantal Hunter. Reports from the police coming into our news center are that Ms. Hunter was among a group of persons at the candle lighting vigil when 3 loud explosions were heard. When the shooting subsided, it was discovered that Hunter had received a single gunshot wound to her face. She was subsequently assisted to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital by citizens. However, she died while receiving treatment. The latest statistics released on October 1 by the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF revealed that since the start of the year, Westmoreland has recorded 118 murders, 33 more murders than the corresponding period last year. Still making Mello TV news tonight, one man is now dead following his involvement in a motorcycle accident along the Ketto Main Road in the parish of Westmoreland. He has been identified as 30-year-old Winston Black, machine operator of Springfield District, also in Westmoreland. Reports from the Morgans Bridge Police are that at about 1:30 p.m., Black was riding a Cobra motorcycle towards Springfield from the direction of Spring Gardens when he failed to keep to his left and he lost control of the motorcycle. He was thrown from the bike, which resulted in head and body injuries. He was transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Continuing with the news tonight. Over 10,000 residents from Sligoville communities will receive improved service delivery following the commissioning of the Sligoville water system upgrade in St. Catherine by the Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matthew Samuda, yesterday. The communities of Pleasant Farm, Keith Hall, Top Jackson, Top Kensington, Bottom Kensington, Stanberry Grove, Sligoville Main Road, and James Mountain are receiving more than 14 hours of service from the $34.4 million upgrade at the Sligoville Pumping Station number 4. Minister Samuda also mentioned several upgrades to NWC's distribution network in the next financial year that will start the process of changing out about $900 million to $1 billion of pumps annually to remove the oldest, unreliable, electricity-intensive pumps from the system so that usage also goes down. Minister Samuda added that a national non-revenue water NRW reduction program will be announced, which is expected to change the piping network, manage the pressure, ensure that pumps are properly calibrated, and that residents get water in their pipes. Member of Parliament for St. Catherine North Central, Natalie Nita Garvey, said she appreciated the upgrades as what existed before was inadequate. Still tonight, Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited has acquired a new fleet of straddle carriers, which it says will be deployed to boost productivity at the Port of Kingston. The company says the purchase of 19 straddle carriers is valued at over $20 million and represents another phase of its comprehensive investment plan to expand and upgrade services at the terminal. Straddle carriers, which are used to move and stack containers, play a major role in ensuring the efficient flow of domestic and transshipment operations. The new machines built by Kalmar Global represent the latest innovations available on the market and are a key component of the company's strategy to drive terminal productivity safely and reliably. The company says resources are already on the ground to commission the equipment, with deployment slated for early November. And those are the stories making news. I am Shelley Hill. Do stay safe, pleasant viewing, and thanks for watching.